What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. It's time for some more Sabaton. This time we checking out the last song on the album, Versailles. Okay. Now I know during my last reaction, I was having trouble pronouncing this word, but you guys down in the comments has definitely helped me. That in Google and make sure I was pronouncing it right. Of course, when I look at that word, I want to say all kinds of different things. Anyways. It looks like this song talks about the signing of the Peace of Versailles and ponders the nature of war and whether World War I will truly be the war to end all wars, which of course we know, right? Because what is peace without war? And unfortunately, as long as there are differences of opinions and strategies and whatever, people are always going to want to go to war over it. So time to go ahead and shut up and turn it up. See what this concluding song is all about.
The war had been raging and ravaging for 4 years, leaving millions of casualties from all sides. In the trenches of the front lines, people have asked the question, what is the price of peace? How many more must die?
It's interesting, right? What is the price of peace? You know, if anything, it's I feel like when people ask that question, because of the possibility of, more wars, that there's not really an answer to that. And that right there is what makes it so sad. Also, I love how they're ending this the exact same way they began, with the narration.
Exactly 5 years after the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, Germany is forced to sign an unconditional surrender. For the signing of this historical document, the French city of Versailles is chosen.
Versailles.
Sign a treaty to change the world. Tensions fall and a peace unfurled. Nothing like what had come before. It's a deal, it's a treaty that will end the war. Sign a treaty to change the world. Tensions fall and a peace unfurled. Nothing like what had come before. It's a deal, it's a treaty that will end the war.
I don't think I knew how long World War I. In 5 years, that's a very long time for war. Lots of resources, lots of lives, lots of time, money. Wow.
A fragile but hopeful peace falls upon the European continent. America returns to their shores, Russia tend to their own matters, and the British Empire disbands their colonial forces. Parades are being held in victorious countries. The war that would end all wars is over. But not everyone agrees. In the underground, something is growing in the dark. Because for some, the war never ended. War will never entirely die.
Right, there it goes.
Evolve. It will change. And war will return.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. The price of peace. You can't calculate it because war will always come. It will always be here. That's interesting at the very beginning where it says a fragile but hopeful peace falls upon a European country. Interesting that they use the word fragile, right? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people there probably didn't like the way the situation ended. So what they end up doing, waiting, right? Biding their time to strike again. And then right here at the end, it says not everyone agrees. In the underground, someone is growing in the dark. So I'm sitting here thinking about, even though this was a world war, there might have been some people that weren't. It's crazy. I don't know all the details of World War II. I know what went on, but I don't know all the nitty gritty details. But in the underground, right, while everybody's got their attention on this war, you got other people that are sitting there and they're scheming and everything. And if anything, they're probably learning, right? And say, oh, you have this type of resources. I see. If I was to do this, this is what you would do, right? That's the scary part, that there's always somebody scheming. So I don't know how to answer what the price of peace is, because even though, some people would say these are peaceful times. But no, they're not. You know what I mean? It's just a prelude to war, if you will, like a really, really long prelude. Are we really in peace? Are we ever really in peace?
It will evolve.
Thought pondering.
It will change. And war will return. Sooner than we think.
Man, that's kind of crazy, right? With everything that's going on in, Ukraine. Ooh, man. love this upbeat, heroic sound.
Nothing like what had come before. It's a deal, it's a dream that will end the
Mm. Ooh, oh, I love how that kind of transitioned. Yeah, right. Definitely kind of hopeful sounds in this. The solo, kind of reminded me of what you would hear from most national anthems, which is really just music that inspires, that kind of gives like that sense of sense of hope. You know what I mean? And then that transition, and it sounds like they took it an octave down, right? Joachim and the band, they started singing a little bit darker because now we're talking about the events that led up to it. Another thing, when they was kind of zooming in on this bird, which I believe is a dove, right? And doves are supposed to represent peace. I'm not sure what it's carrying. A leaf? Is that a fig? Is that what figs look like? I don't think I know what figs look like. And it's carried with blood, right? To kind of give you the sense that, peace comes at the cost of, human sacrifice, human blood and everything. That's why it's carrying that. So I thought that was very interesting. But this little change into something much, much darker, I liked it. It was a nice transition. Especially with the drums coming in. He went solo there. Interesting. Fading out. Fading out into like destruct this like destruction. Interesting. So there's some significance to the way that this ended, right? Well, first thing I want to point out is just how often the word war is kind of thrown in here, right? And it's war, 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 war. It just keeps coming over and over and over again. Another thing that I found interesting was like, after we had the narration and of course we had the chorus going on, then they went to like, here's a shot that began the war. And for some reason in my mind, I started thinking it's almost like they told to tell of the events and everything. They signed the treaty. Everybody's trying to look for peace. But then they went straight back into what began the war, right? Almost kind of signifying that these very same events that happen here a war will pretty much, happen again, right? I mean, it probably won't happen the same way World War One had happened, but that's immediately what I started thinking. I was like, they just start singing a song, another part, here comes another war. And then I was kind of egged on by how they ended this. And they kept that repeating motion, the repeating of the chorus over and over and over again to kind of signify, these are the questions that are pondering, right? Will this war end all war? And of course, we know, that obviously, we haven't had World War III. So look at that. I'm already thinking of World War III. Another world war happened again, right? And then, I don't know. We just live in some very, very crazy times. And I'm glad that we have Sabaton out here to make our days a little bit more easier to get through, right, with their amazing music. Now, guys, this is the first album of Sabaton that I've completed. And this is the second full metal album I've completed. Actually, no, it's more than that. I've completed about maybe 2 or 3 Metallica reactions to full albums. And now I have Sabaton. So I'm glad I have this in my book. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to react to some more Sabaton. I definitely need to take a break. I've been kind of speed running through this. I think I got through the entire, I made a reaction. to the entire album, and I think about a week or maybe 2 weeks. My brain's kind of wrecked because they produce musical stuff and my brain gets challenged, and I absolutely just want to listen to everything, but I need to take a step back and listen to these on my own now. I've been listening to a couple of them, the ones I've listened to or done a reaction to, but now I want to go back and just kind of enjoy them as just enjoy them on my own. You know what I'm saying? Maybe see if there's some things that I missed. You guys do a good job of telling me that in the comments. But I'm going to go back and really listen musically. But this has been an absolutely amazing album. I don't know which one we're probably going to tackle next. I know I've been kind of poking and prodding across all of the albums. But eventually we're going to get there, man. I ain't going to never leave Sabaton. You can believe that, all right? Now, I will leave either in the description or in the comments a link to my Sabaton reactions, specifically the ones on this album, okay? So those of you, if this is your first time watching this video, first time to my channel, you'll be able to watch it. And for those of you who want to go back and watch them, you can do that. I'm going to release them in the order that I reacted to them and not necessarily the order of the album, because I did start on the wrong song that I thought was the title track, and I was wrong. So anyways, this has been amazing. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.